Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai First Seniors. Today is October 21st of 2025. It's Tuesday. It's 53 degrees Fahrenheit or 12 degrees Celsius at about 10:40 a.m. in the morning. We're going to get a rose prep. We're going to get our winter. We're going to get our roses ready for the winter. Prep for the winter. We're going to trim, repot, and Ted's mix with Azus, Mikus, and some Nema attack beads. That was a mouthful. So I had to soak it in water here, so I didn't want no ants or nothing out of it, but you can see the nice trunk being developed, and the twin trunk here, and this has got some life to it. So that's what we want, but the first thing we're going to do is clip all the dead stuff off. There. There, just clipping off all the dead I'm clipping off. So let me get this a little closer so you can see. Right there. Okay, and then this one's too long, so I'm going to cut it back to here right above a brain. The brain is the node. It tells it either to grow a root or to grow new leaves, new branches. So I have another node here, another brain here, another brain down here. So I think we're going to go and cut it right about here. Just like that. And you can see this big branch. I don't know if we can root it, but I'm just going to stick it. Let's get Mr. Elephant here. And we'll put our little bottle here. Now, these got thorns, so you got to be careful. Mr. Elephant can go and put in some water to see if we can keep it alive and see if we can root it for the winter time. I don't know. But we'll put it in the basement and see if we can get anything to root out of it. So we're going to leave this here. Okay, Tom, let's put it over here so it'll get all discombobulated here. Now this one you can see the branches starting to be woody, and right up to here it's green, so we're going to just cut this piece off right here. Get this over here, and we're going to cut this dead piece here. We're going to go all the way to where it stops and dies, and then on this side, I don't know if you can see it, but right about here there's another dead piece. Just get it off right about there, and then we're going to clip these back to brain. Now this one's got a leaf on it, so there's a brain over there, and this one we can make it a little taller, but I think we're going to cut it to a brain right about here coming out, or a node, whichever way you prefer to call it. I call it the brains of the outfit. So right now we're going to take this, so I'm going to get pinched. Let me see if I can get this into the garbage. Move some of my stuff out of the way. We got to get them thorns out of there. Throw it in there. Being very gentle with your hands, so as not to get all full of thorns. Got my brush here, so now all we're going to do, before we do that, so we don't get any water in it or anything. I got red lipstick because it's a red rose. And I'm just going to get it all over there. Just a little bit dab on the cuts. A little dab. The other parts where I cut look pretty near good because they're all hardened off and woody, because they're dead. So let's see if we can get this out. We'll get my steak fork. Okay, Tom, where'd you put the steak fork? Here it is. You big dummy, you got it all wedged in there. There you go. So we're just gonna go and tease it. I don't know about the roots in here. We'll find out. Just tease it so it'll all fall out and go boom. Like the kids say, all the kids say, we're gonna all fall down and go boom. Now you can see how nice it looks in a pot. So Tom, I got an old napkin here that I use to wipe off junk. We'll just wipe some of this stuff off because it's gonna go and get dirty anyway. It's gonna be all covered with leaves and I don't know what, but it'll be there. Mr. Clock says it's 10:45 a.m. in the morning. Would you believe that? Now you can see it's healthy. You can see all the roots growing. All the nice white roots. But, I'm going to go in here and divide it the best we can. Just jiggle it apart. Now we might have to go in here and cut through. I'm using my root scissors. I sharpen them up for this project here. Just gonna go through, get them divided, stick them in. Got that into the water. And just take our chopstick. You know, if you can't afford anything, chopsticks are cheap. If you go to a Chinese restaurant or a Japanese restaurant, they give chopsticks so you can eat with your meal. But just, you can always take it home with you if you don't use it and just use a fork. Because they'll just throw them out anyway because you touched it. You don't want nobody else's germs on it. So we got this going real good. We're just going to do underwater root raking. I can't see that. Tom, look, you know you're seeing it, but they ain't seeing it. So let's see what you're, show them what you're doing there, kiddo. Show them what you're doing there, kiddo. Okay, we're just taking our chopstick and getting most of the soil off. You don't have to get it all off. We got a lot of nice fine roots on there, and we got a nice long root there. So we're just going to cut these long ones off. I think I'll cut them in here. You can see this one all wrapping around. It's got a good growth spurt there. We want to cut it. We don't want it going wrapping around anything. And these roots look pretty good. So for the winter prep, I'm not going to do any more to it. Just going to put it here. I'm going to go into here. And here's the screen. So we can use our screen again. It's just a number 7 knitting mishmatch. Ah, Dom. You're losing it today, buddy. So we're just taking a lot of this off, and then all this old soil, I'm going to put it in the lawn. And then the deep spots that are getting all sunken in. So we'll do that. And we'll just push it around. Push, 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 push. There we go. A little bit of firing in that chopstick to get some of the soil off. Now we're not going to get it all off. We don't need to, because we got a nice radial root system there. You can see how nice and fluffy the feeder roots are growing. So Tom, what are you going to do? I don't know. Well, we'll put them on the table. You can always wipe the table off later. Get our scissors out of the way. Put them here. Put everything here. Put our pot over here. Put them on everything. And then we'll take our steak fork and just get everything into the soil or into the water here. Now I don't know. There's nothing connected to that. I thought we could try to root it. But if there's no stem on there, it's just the roots. It's no good. So, clean our steak fork off. What'd you do with that shirt then? Here it is. Wipe it off a little bit. Get our pot ready. You can see the pot's all dirty. It's got all kinds of junk on there. Insects getting ready for the winter time. But we don't need them. Get them off, squish it real good. Use your fingers just to get all the junk out. Don't worry, you can wash your hands later. Oh, I'm afraid. No, don't be afraid. Just do it. There we go. Get an old sock here. A sockaroonie. Let's get the sand down. Let's get up some of Ted's mix, because that's what it was planted in. You can see how nice it grew in Ted's mix. So, let's put our cover down. Get our little container here. Now we could put the two together, or we're going to just put a rock in between them, because you can't, I don't want to put no decoration, because they're going to get covered and they're going to get all full of soil and I mean, all full of leaves and stuff like that there. So we can put them like we had them. Or we can even put them a little closer. Now we can put a rock there and a rock there. Or as Buddy Holly would say, we'll rock around the clock today. So, I don't know if you're young enough to remember Buddy Holly. So let's get that like that. And then we're going to take on this one, we're going to get our Mikus. Dab it a little bit there, a little bit there. I'm just giving it an extra shot of beneficial mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza? I think I said that right. Get them ready for the winter time. So we still got enough time in the growing season to get everything to get going out there. And this one, like I said, we're going to get them all on the roots. Why do I use this? It forms a symbiotic relationship with the plant. So don't worry about it. They sell all these little mustard bottles or whatever you call them at the stores, and you just cut the tip off so it can let the more of the Mikus out. Just cover it up. And this is that you get at the Dollar Tree. I filled it up with Jesus, and it's a good spray bottle. Let's see, let's get a little bit here and see how that goes on. I'm gonna say, Tom, it's a little bit crowded in there. That's all right. It's winter time. Going for the winter. There we go. Nice and easy and breezy. So, we got Mr. Spoon ready. We'll just put some in. Just like that. That's why I got a turntable, turn it around. I'm so used to turning by hand. I didn't have a turntable. Sometimes I forget. Get a little bit more out. And this is how Ted's makes. Get a whole good bushel for $1. I mean $12.99 or something like that. I forget how much it is. But a whole bushel, instead of paying $12.99 for a little bag like this of bonsai mix with all that other junk in there. Well, not junk, people like to use it. I mean, it's a good growing medium, but you can't afford it. Why use it? Why go out on a limb, especially if you're trying? You get these little bags, I think, for $4.99 of Ted's mix, or just get a regular cactus mix and put it in. There we go. Now to straighten up the back. Ooh, bend it over. I'm just jiggle it there. Get all the air pockets out. And just fire in that chopstick. Fire it in. You gotta fire it in there. Get all the air pockets out. Fire it in. Fire it in. Fire it in. And then I've said it again. Use your fingers. Use your fingers, why not? This one has some nice miniature flowers. These are mini roses you can get any place. You can even buy them now and start working on it. And you know why? Because roses grow all year long. Well, in the tropics and zones that don't get harsh winters like we have out here. Out here they go dormant. But all the other zones, they grow. There we go. And give it a turn around. Just like that, nice and simple. Nice and easy. Don't have to fret. And if it sprouts a little more, it's all right. Whatever don't harden off, don't harden off. But the rest of the rose is good. Now I'm just going to use my fingers. Now, if you can't use your fingers, use anything like a rock, and that'll help you push it in. See? Look at that. Got arthritis in the fingers, use a rock. Don't worry about it. Use a rock. Look at that. Or anything flat. And even use the back of the chopstick. Just like that. Just get it in there. There we go. Get all the soil in there. And even use the back of the paintbrush. If you can't get it in with your fingers, use a paintbrush. What's the difference? You got your fingers hurting, this will help you out a lot. It's wood too, unless you grab the metal part. There you go, see? Just like that. Just something to get it into there. To make it look halfway decent, then you can turn the brush around and brush up all the old stuff. Round and round she goes, where she stops nobody knows. I buy my roses where I can get them on sale. Usually Walmart sometimes. But let's get this a little closer so you can see. Take that up a little bit. Now we're going to get Mr. Elephant, and we're going to give it a little bit of watering. Get it all in there. Now with the roots wet, that Mikus and Azos stick to it really, really well. Now, I'll just take my fingers and just lightly press. And then I got my rock over here. And I can get Mr. Spoon and put a little bit of soil in that spot over here that's a little bit up. And we can put a rock, I don't know, we can put a rock over here. A bigger rock back over here. And then we got a piece of lava rock, or feather rock. We could stick it there, but it'll look pukey looking. Do I have any other rocks? No, I don't. But that's all right. What we'll do is we'll use this as a dry riverbed. We'll get our #1 cherry red chicken grit and put it through there. You're going to say, Tom, you forgot those nematode beads. No, we do that last. And I'll show you why we do it last. So we get that all in there. The riverbed's going out like this. Get some of this junk off. Get the riverbed flowing out, like it spread out like this. Hit a rock or something, and it blockaded it, and it just spread out into a long wash. But use your imagination. Make this so people can use their imagination. Why not? Okay, so let's cover that up. Okay, then we'll cover up our Ted's mix. We get our sand. Oop. Our coarse sand. Good Lord, we're running long. We're running long in a tooth. And you can see I got my Sherlock Holmes hat on. I had to put it over my other hat because 11 o'clock, striking 11 bells. I don't want to get you guys all running long in the video. But you can see they develop a nice woody trunk, the rocks. Yeah, the rocks develop a trunk. Yeah, Tom, where do you get these rocks from? Oh, I get them wholesale. Wooden rocks, rocky trunks. Now, the roses develop a trunk. Yeah, what are you going to do? So you goof up, you goof up. Well, that's what they did in the old days. They ad-libbed. My ad-libbing ain't too good. And this is getting fall, so I'm going to start up Tom's Radio Bonsai as soon as I can figure out some ways to get some music into the mix. I'm going to have to buy one of them microphonies and go from there. Now, I still just saying, Tom, what about the Nimbatak beads? Now, these beads here that I got, there's two types, one for the indoor for the fungus gnats and everything, which these will also attack fungus gnats, but this is good for anything that burrows into the soil and tries to eat your roots and stuff. And for killing off the queen ants. So if you're getting queen ants into your soil, this works. Believe me. So, but what you do, you put it on the soil, and for 3 days you water it in, you squirt it, and what that does, if I can get them out, this is what they are. What I use for the outdoor ones. Get that from Arbico Organics. And because if you buy the other ones, then you gotta put them in the refrigerator, you gotta mix them, and these are already in the beads, and I find these to be excellent. To get them all wrapped in there. And this is how they look, and they're all full of beneficial nematodes. So all I'm going to do is take a little bit and put a little bit here. And a little bit, oops, I'll get that one. I'll put it in the soil. You don't have to put this much on, but that's the way they fell out of the fork. And I can't put any more there, so I'm just going to take them and put them there. This guy there. And what they do, oh, I found a little guy. I should have used a smaller spoon. I have to get a smaller spoon for these. Or is he? Here's the ball. And it doesn't want to get off of my finger. So what do you do with the balls? Every day for 3 days. You give them a sprinkle. What does that do? That releases the gel capsule so that the nematodes can start going into the soil. Now, the minute I put this outside, there's going to be bugs all over this thing, you know, for the winter time. If any ants grow in here, these things will eat them. It's a little bit too much for the pot, but what are you going to do? I have to get a smaller spoon. I got to think on that. So, I put today's date on there when it grows, and this is how it looks. And you can see the red lipstick, so I know it's a red rose. And you go from there. So today's Sherlock Holmes night. Detective night. I like to listen to some of his old-time radios. That's why I got the Holmes hat on there. I had to put the other hat on there because one size does not fit all. There's nothing to adjust this hat with, so I might have to take it to a tailor and see if they can cut it a little smaller. So you take care, everybody. Have a good day. Cup of tea. Old Time Radio with Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce and Sherlock Holmes. Be there or be square when radio was radio. Good night, everybody. Well, good day, everybody. It's not night yet, Tom. Take care.